Hot whole milk latte for Bill. Whole milk. Large latte for Bill.
Oh, thanks. Oh, but I ordered this with oat milk.
Oh, not whole milk? It says here whole milk.
No.
Are you Bill?
No.
What's the brewed coffee of the day?
It's our MacGuffin blend.
Any good?
Some say it's the key to their whole day.
I'll take them.
Okay. Oh man, it looks like we're out of the 64-ounce cups, but I'll give you a free upgrade to the old 96er.
What's the name of this place?
Isn't this the Dick and Pickle?
They can't call it that.
Oh, you're right. That's already been taken. Hi, welcome in. What can I get started for you today?
Hi. Can I get a quad shot non-fat tall breve sugar-free mocha cappuccino blended, stirred to the right 3 times with extra caramel drizzle?
I'm sorry, could you repeat that?
No.
Order for a blended non-fat breve cappuccino quad shot mocha something or another for some sort of witchcraftachino?
I asked for vanilla in this.
Well, good evening, friends. Welcome to our latest episode of our Spooktober Spectacular. Tonight, I will be not only running the studio, as you can see from my empty chair on the camera, I am in another room, but I'm also going to be playing Growing My Grandpa. I have no idea what this entails, but it was recommended to me by our horror goddess Vix, so we're gonna go with it. It looks super creepy. Only time will tell, and I have not once even looked through an explanation for this game, so I don't know. We're gonna see. Use pills to do this. Don't use anything else. Right? Right? I have a beer ready to go. So yeah. All right. Without further delay, I'm gonna go switch chairs. Okay. Hi everyone. It's me again. New spot. All right. Okay, I don't know how to play this. This is definitely going to be a learn as we go. So let me get myself situated here and hit start. Would I like to review the tutorial? Yes, I would. Please read. Okay. Designed to be played with a mouse. Input view is based around clicking the mouse buttons. The right mouse will change the cursor's image and function only when pointing. I am.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Lord. I don't know why. See, this is what happens when you're in two different locations and you can't do a sound check.
Stream able to hear me? Am I
Yeah.
echoing?
No. You are not.
Try maybe muting your Discord.
Yes, but which one?
Tish.
All right. Can you hear me now? Hello?
Oh, it's still echoing, I think.
I don't know what to do then. Yay! The joys of technology.
Sorry, folks. Just when I think I have this whole system figured out. I don't. No, Steve, it's not funny. I hear you laughing. Shit. Sure you are. Why can't? Yeah, I don't know what to do besides mute the one input.
Doing. Hello. Enjoying your cider.
Okay. Am I still echoing? Yes?
Nope, you're good.
Oh.
No, you're good. You're good.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay. Redo. Hi, everyone. Gonna try this again. Okay, so this is growing my grandpa. All right, so only when pointing, indicated by the extended index finger, can you, the player, interact with certain menu buttons and prompts. Please click below. Okay. This is a phony. Oh, God, it really was an audio issue. What? Hans, I'm so lost. Okay. You're really, really lonely. Creepy hand. It is a creepy hand. The cursor mode is indicated by the cursor's image featuring a hand and all fingers. This mode concerns piece of trash. That's a piece of trash. Place it in the trash can on the left. The right mouse button change the cursor's mode. Okay. Require you to pick things up and place things, grab things, give things. Don't be afraid to experiment. Keep an open mind. Yay. What? Okay. Video options be changed at any time. Yes, I already adjusted those because the flashing screen was giving me a headache. Okay. Hovering over the small question mark. Shader settings. Try hovering over this during all the game. Color screen. Okay. Thus ends the tutorial. Okay. Week 1. I am armed with beer. I excused Adrienne during music class today and spoke with her about her recent string of demerits. It was our first time meeting outside of our quarterly evaluations, and I believe it went well. I can certainly understand Mrs. Richardson's classroom observations concerning Adrian's emotional state. Sorry, folks, I can read, but this font is awful. She was, of course, intensely shy when we first met. As I understand it, she is similarly withdrawn in her classroom activities and only speaks or acts when she absolutely must. Some things she simply will not do. Instead of participating in mandatory group activities, she will sit alone and accept that she will receive a demerit. Before the meeting, I read Mrs. Richardson's parent-teacher report, which allowed me to estimate some of Adrian's home life. The parents are well educated and come from a prestigious background, but they lack time to properly nurture Adrian. She is often alone, and when she is not, the parents seem to not understand the importance of warmth and affirmation when dealing with someone so young. Having two parents of this reserved and icy temperament exacts an inhibition in a child. The child's imagination is subdued, but only ostensibly? Ostensibly?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I can't tell if that's an O or an A the way this font.
It's an O, ostensibly.
Okay. New word. For it eventually finds its way into regular life, I surmise that I would be able to reach out to Adrian by way of make-believe. It's not Adrian, that's Wednesday. Okay. How are you liking your new house? You've told me you used to live close by, but it still could be a big adjustment. A new room? A new school? The basement. I like that. The basement? Yeah, well, there's a lot of cool stuff. Mom and Dad sent me down there. Your mom and dad made you go? Yeah, but there's a lot of cool stuff. Well, that's not why they sent me down there, though. Why did they send you down there? Fighting. They were fighting, shouting. I came in to help and they shouted at me. They said, go clean up downstairs. So I went. That sounds tough. Did they fight a lot? No, well, it's all right, Adrian. Maybe you can tell me more about the basement instead. Okay. Well, it was weird at first, the stuff down there, but cool. I found something living, sort of. That's very interesting, Adrian. Please tell me more. By indulging her in her fantasies and stories, I was able to glean more of an understanding of Adrian's anxiety surrounding her home and parents. The symbols of Adrian's story seem to carry their own traumatic weight, and her exploration of the basement may very well be a vehicle for the conveyance of her anxiety. Man, this is a lot of reading. Okay. Whatever might come of our next meeting, whether she will engage in similar make-believe, I will set her down her story here. Feral child. Yes, feral child. Adrian's story begins with her delving into the basement with a trash receptacle and the goal of cleaning up. She discovered one of the walls was covered in plastic bags. She went to investigate, intent on tearing away whatever they covered. What is it with these games and trash bags? Okay, apparently I can't pick up the trash bags. Nope, can't pick up the trash bags. Interesting. Ah, I have to pick up up the worms on the trash bags. Got it. Upon removing the plastic trash bags from the wall, she noticed their interior lining was covered in glass. Like a window, I offered. No, she said, like a mirror. Reflecting inward towards the animal they covered. I gently asked her what exactly this animal was. Here is where the material reality of the story took a turn for the explicitly fantastic and imaginary. Upon her discovery of it, at her gaze, it grew or extended its shaggy-haired self. Hair like the fur of a dog, I offered. No, she said. Not the fur of the dog, nor the hair on her head. It grew out towards her, the animal's hair, reaching out. It was hard, standing almost straight like the hair on a brush. A bristle, I offered. Yes, she said. She was very afraid at first, but then very curious. I asked her what else was in the room. More things hidden away, she said. Things of Grandpa's as well. First, she found a hidden passage under the stairs. Inside were strange dolls, magic objects, naked, faceless figures. Who do the voodoo that you do? I heard these cryptic utterances and merely nodded. In order to keep the game of make-believe going, I only pressed for details when I thought necessary. It's not a trash bag, it's Grandpa. It's true. Hey, Papa D. That have a smell to them, a very good way of how to transport dead bodies. Yeah, I'm sure there's a few dead bodies in this game. Call it a hunch. The faceless dolls could be a simple metaphor for the anatomy she feels in her own home, the hidden passage. I am unsure of what to make of that. The revealing of the concealed seems to be thematic in her fantasy. The door under the stairs, but is one example. I poke your eyes out. I can no pick up. Look at the walls. They're alive. Okay. No. No.
At least the wallpaper's not yellow.
Right? Creepy ass basements, man. Ew. Oh, trash
Maybe
pile.
If I want to start doing analog horror videos in our basement because I think it'll be fun.
Okay, it's trash pile. But it won't no let me pick up no trash. Why won't it let me pick up no trash?
Can you click on the trash pile again?
Oh, this is me just clicking.
Okay.
And this is me trying to grab. To no avail.
Might
No
have to go
touchy.
back to it later.
No touchy.
There are a few endings to this, by the way, so your choices do matter.
Oh, great. Lower right-hand corner has a sparkly box top. Yeah, and it wouldn't let me click on it. Don't poke Grandpa. That's what he wants you to do. It's true. Once she removed the panel and found the magical hidden passage, she was very specific about what she took. She found a magic book, a magic doll, a photo of her late grandpa, and magic glue. Oh, that is some creepy naked shit. Look, it's Dobby! Take the doll. I'm trying to take the doll.
Master has given Dobby a sock.
Master has given Dobby a sock. Why won't it let me take the doll?
You have choices right there. Search the closet, take the doll.
Oh, okay. I took the doll. Oh, magic glue. Magic book. right, boys and girls. I'm gonna say this once. I need everybody to listen. Don't fuck with shit you don't understand. Just saying is all. Wow. All-purpose glue.
All purpose.
All purpose.
I think if you hit read now, it'll bring it up in regular font or like a better font for you to. Ah, there you go.
Okay, the impetus of this research was the recognition of a particular pattern in fragments of documents relating to magic and magical religious practices. Numerous sources were drawn from commentaries on laws relating to the banning of sorcery and necromancy. See, that's the key word here, folks. Don't fuck with a necromancer. Compilations of folk charms relating to love spells. Let's see, saints and their encounters with devils. The list spans many centuries and a great distance from the Levant to the Khazar Khanate, the border of the modern nation states of Russia, and Caucasus today. Damn. Okay. From this paper trail across the consistent account about a certain form of magic relating to the binding of demons to a sorcerer's will, a demon called the Heaven of Needles or the Angel of Needles was known to be kept best by shamanic keepers. Well, there's your needles. Creepy, bristly hair, whether by birth through the development causes of stroke or head injury, was known to be extremely effective but terribly dangerous, so much so that it became outlawed and was generally a popular scapegoat relating to unexpected deaths. This nexus of magical religious meaning-making, sorcery regarding human-related desires, from the history of science of neurological disorders related to the fusiform gyrus? Is that gyrus or gyrus?
I don't know.
Right?
I'm an English major. I'm not a science major.
And I don't speak the English pretty good. Okay. Oh no, he's gonna push the button, folks. He's gonna push the button. Is where the subject of this dissertation will reside. I will outline further, then analyze the historical sources I've mentioned previously. Then I will go to the neurology of mystic and magical religious experiences. After that, I will detail my ongoing correspondence with a resident of the Ural Mountain region who is an expert folklorist and keeper of traditions he claims have been passed down through his extended family for generations. Well, I'll be. Now I want to take the doll. Slouching doll. Its material is rough and coarse. Okay. Now can I pick up anything? Yeah, see, the shiny object won't let me pick it up. I can't move the chair
back
either.
later.
Okay. Let's see. My choices decide my fate.
No pressure.
No pressure. Just saying, man. Don't screw with shit you don't understand. Oh, now the chair's tipped over. What have I set free? Or is that a different
Grandpa?
trash pile? Grandpa, why don't you love me? The darkness of the shadowy corner unnerves you. You cannot explore here without some form of light. Oh, and I can't turn in a circle. Some form of light. There's a form of light. Okay, back to the closet. Search the closet. Oh, good lord. I just picked all this shit up. Grandpa, you gotta stop being such a pig. Just saying. Can you move the trash can? At that part, Grandpa is super messy. Uh-oh. That doesn't look like a form of light. This space will not be dirty again until next week. A photo of your late grandfather. Hey, Grandpa! I interrupted to ask what she did with these magical, mysterious materials, sorry. Grow Grandpa, she explained plainly, and then without missing a beat, she continued on with her story. Feeling this was a potent symbol, I stopped her again to ask what she meant. Somewhat puzzled, I did not understand. Immediately, she explained slowly. Grandpa lives in the cage in the other room. The cage behind the door. They grew people in the cage. Like, duh.
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 Don't you grow people in the cage?
Don't you grow people in cages? Come on. The fuck?
Everyone does it now.
Right?
It's like the new Xbox series.
Yeah.
Get with
You
it.
totally grow people in cage. Okay. Hastily
Soap
written
fetch.
note. I have repeatedly called your homes to no avail, and so I am forced to leave this here for you all. I found William sitting in the corner of the enclosure area, seemingly severely concussed. Whiskers were gone, and none of his usual hiding places. Whiskers was gone. Sorry, not Whiskers were gone. Whiskers was gone. And none of its usual hiding places, and I immediately suspected the worst. The project thus must be suspended for now. I am leaving up the usual mirrored coverings we use to keep the anthropodic void sealed. I have done my best to lock up everything on such short notice. It's a hasty fix, but it will require some time to find a more permanent remedy. I'm honestly hoping you do not find this note, as I intended to lock the house down too. I intend to race off to you to retrieve your lockbox keys. Do not worry about William's keys. It and the rest of the equipment is almost certainly deep within Whiskers now. The thing is called Whiskers. Okay.
Mhm.
It's all coming together. I pray you do not enter this room, no matter how it may appear. William cannot be helped and is only being kept alive as a means of continuing predation on the rest of us. Okay, I will say once again, no matter what state you may encounter William in, he cannot be helped. Got that? I have sympathy for the young man. I truly
But what
do.
if he can be helped?
But what if he can be helped? I mean, come on. Everybody can be helped. I truly do. But I found on his person several photos of his late sister, which would imply certain risks he knew he was taking. Our extant research materials have now become possible liabilities, either criminal or professional in nature, so I have stashed them away. I believe I let you all know how I might do this if we are ever to experience an event such as this. I hope you all remember what I told you. So long then, Dr. H. Dude. Lab orientation. A note on experiment 2-4. A note on experiment
626.
3-4. 626. Ritual behavior with a bargaining result of dismissal from the project. Yield not known. These are really hard to read. Offering especially daring.
Try to click read now.
Oh, see, now I need to go back and read the other ones. How do I do that? Ritual behavior with the sample trading bargaining will result in dismissal from the project. The precise mechanism of exchange of symbols and gifts required for requested desirous yield is not known, and even the anecdotal accounts of successes are illegible and end in violent death. Well, fudge. I like all of the lab meals must be vegetarian now. Regarding growth cycles, every time Whiskers regenerates and leaves dormancy, It is to be logged as a new propagation. The sample's bodily existence cannot be legible, i.e., a part cannot be cut from the whole, so there could only be one living propagation. Propagations are to be terminated after 5 weeks. Any further development puts us at risk. Termination procedures will be posted and followed with extreme care. With all of that out of the way, I want to welcome you to the project. I look forward to working with you, Dr. Hart. Dr. Hart's got some problems. Beyond the door in the room, the cage was hidden, concealed in another cloak of inward-facing mirrors. People live in this house? A hidden cage lined with mirrors. It is a strange, almost poetic, the elaborate fantasy of self-reflection, concealment, captivity. At the cage, she finally cast her spell. But it was confusing. Sorry. It was confusing, she confided at first. She took the magic doll, the magic glue, and the photo of her grandpa, and she combined them, and she wished very hard. I can only assume in this fantasy that next her wish would come true. And what child's story would it not? Particular human representation, generic human figure. Oh, let's grow Grandpa. A representation of Grandpa. Okay.
You should already have something that you can use, I believe. If you want to.
Oh. Got it. Thank you. Sorry.
No, you're good.
A tangible symbol of intention and desire. Okay. She put Grandpa in the cage, assuming that was part of the ritual. She was not clear on how it worked. What precise instructions she could glean from her grandfather's magic book was complicated by her reading comprehension. You think? I would pack up, set the place on fire, and leave. She wished with all her heart, and then she told me she waited a while for anything to happen. And after that time, she began to cry. I cried really hard, she said. I wanted Grandpa to be back. I wanted my parents to stop being so mean. And then it heard me. It heard me wish for Grandpa to come back and for my parents to be different. I could feel it through the walls, and it felt me through the air. And I have a stray hair tickling the crap out of my arm. Okay. See, this is what you get when you take a shower before a stream. All your hair continues to fall out all over the place. Okay. And it heard me. Oh, sorry. I could feel it through the walls, and it felt me through the air. Ah! What the hell just happened? Okay. I asked her what exactly she meant, and she could only repeat what she said. By this time, lunch was almost over. I said goodbye to Adrienne, and she left to rejoin her class. I was left to consider our conversation. I believe the storytelling strategy, say that 3 times fast, I have employed was not unfruitful, but I must probe deeper if I can. I don't think you can, because Whiskers is going to eat your ass. Although I can be sure of nothing, I interpret the impressions I get may begin to help me get an idea of the right questions to ask. Are there any right questions to ask in this situation? I mean, really. Knowledge you acquired this week has given you access to certain topics or keywords that you can discuss with Grandpa. You have gained the conversation topic wish. Consider discussing this with Grandpa when he emerges. You have also gained the following keyword: shell. Conversation talk. Consider discuss. And she laughs. I take it you've played this. Consider
Yes, I have.
discussing when Grandpa emerges. Week 2. Yep. Nope. I met again with Adrian in order to address her emotional outbursts in the past few weeks. She's growing, Grandpa. Duh. It's our second time meeting, and while it is standard practice to have multiple sessions with a troubled student, as I assemble a report for the counseling department, I could not help but think, as we sat down in my office, that Adrian already seemed to show a remarkable change in self-esteem and confidence. And perhaps my and Mrs. Richardson's estimation of her emotional disturbed was erroneous. The paralyzing shyness and withdrawn attitude Adrian possessed last week was not entirely diminished, but she seemed to hold herself differently this week, because she's Grandpa. However, this only lasted as long as our conversation pertained to initial introductory pleasantries. Hi, I'm a natural blue. When I began, I'm a natural blue. When I began once again asking about her parents, her feelings regarding her new school, her new home, she quickly lost what new confidence she had gathered and withdrew again into herself. So once again, I partook in some collaborative make-believe. You think it's make-believe. You're so cute. But this time, I was aided by the fact that I had managed to do some research into Adrian's grandfather, and I had some insight into what she might actually be finding in the basement. Now, this may be overstepping my bounds. So I'm a school counseling caseworker, but this was all in the service of making Adrian comfortable and happy in this learning environment. In any case, I was able to dig up information regarding the grandfather by inquiring the university in town. Not that I make it a habit of sleuthing, but I had a suspicion the grandfather was a professor there, or at least some sort of researcher, due to the fact that the newly constructed laboratory on campus I drive by every day bears his name. He was some sort of anthropologist, or linguist, or neuroscientist. I did not have to dig that deep before the scope of his work became dizzying, and I ran up against the limits of my undergraduate education. But back to the make-believe. Hi, Wednesday. What is your grandpa like? Is he a smart man? Not anymore, but I'm teaching him. So he's grown a good deal then. You have been feeding him well. Yeah, he's getting bigger, but he has a lot of room in his cage. Is he still behind the bars? Yeah, well, he might be able to climb out eventually. There's this vent in the ceiling. Perhaps if he climbs out, I could meet him someday. Yeah, maybe. But he's not ready to leave. He can't take care of himself, and I have to feed him, pick up after him. Oh, you store your food in your lunchbox. That's nice of you to share. He can almost talk. You cannot speak with him? He doesn't have a mouth. Sort of. But how do you feed him? He has a mouth on the outside, on his shell, or the stuff that is his skin? I'm a little confused. Maybe you can go through a typical day with your grandpa? Okay. I asked her to explain exactly how she goes about growing her grandpa, and Adrian began another tale. The tale as old as time. Necromancy. According to Adrian, in the week that had passed, much had changed in the basement. And here we are again, cleaning up piles of trash. Oh, what's this? The hairy thing that was here is gone. Oh, oops. Oh no, we have to keep exploring. Explore! You should go see Grandpa first. Oh, should I? I don't wanna. Wake, Grandpa. I don't think I want to. It was scary at first, she said. The way he moved. The way the doll's skin covered him. I wanted to interject. This somehow seemed inappropriate, but I kept listening. When I look at him, she continued, when I think about him, he grows and moves. It's like he's growing for me. So he's growing bigger now, I asked? Yes, she said. Bigger every day. Yeah, I'm so glad I turned the flashy stuff off. This begins the actual growing part of growing your grandpa. Beneath the doll's burlap skin, the follicles knit together what resemble a proper person, your grandpa. You are in charge of its cognitive development, its diet, until it is able to sustain itself. Do I really want it to sustain itself? I don't think so. Currently, you are observing Grandpa. Please click the arrow back button below for a brief tutorial of your duties as its caretaker. Oh, shit. Okay. Go to Grandpa. Go to study corner. Go to kitchen corner. Okay. Step 1, feed Grandpa. Acceptable foods eaten. Seek out the things to feed Grandpa. Teach Grandpa. Words taught. Find vocabulary cards to help Grandpa speak. Explore the basement. Highlighted in red are objectives related to feeding and teaching Grandpa. Important messages regarding Grandpa's recent activity will also appear here. You will need to find food and learning material before you can move on to the next week. Some foods will make Grandpa happy, others merely content, and some foods will make Grandpa disgusted to the point of nausea. Oh, goody. Learning material is also scattered throughout the basement. Seek out vocabulary cards intended to help teach English and basic anthropodic concept formation. So I have to talk about wish and shell. Got it.
It's like Nintendogs if you think about it.
The options highlighted in red are related to navigating around Grandpa's enclosure. Yeah, all you guys had that one, didn't you?
Mm-hmm. It's one of my favorite games.
Here, kitty, kitty, kitty. The Go to Grandpa option will let you perform all actions directly related to Grandpa, feeding, teaching, observing, etc. Accessing the study corner will let you go over any documents you pick up as the weeks go by. It's a good idea to learn about the work of other people who last occupied this space. No, I'm not growing my parents. I'm growing Grandpa. Yeah, he's a really fucked up digipet. You are absolutely right, Papa Dragon. What was my digipet? Do you remember, Buster? What was my digipet? Accessing the kitchen
Hi,
corner
Buster.
will let you search for food in the old refrigerator and prepare food for Grandpa if need be. The help button will replay this tutorial. The save game button will let you save your current progress. You can only have one save file at a time, so if you have saved data, you will be asked if it's okay to overwrite it. The exit game button will take you back to the main menu. More buttons may or may not appear, depending on your development of Grandpa, so watch out for them. One final note. Take care to explore the basement at your leisure. However, due to the anthropodic nature of clutter and trash, different weeks may allow you to find things if you had not previously discovered. Good luck! Good luck. Okay, let's see. Let's go to the kitchen. Lettuce. It looks edible. It's pretty gross. A brown banana. Delicious. Banana. Is it prepared? How come it won't let me? Because I have to have both things?
I think so, yeah. I remember correctly.
Okay. So much garbage. Ooh, brains. Cashews! How long has that been there?
What the?
What
How
the?
long has that been?
So much garbage. So much garbage. Seriously though, Vix, what was with that game that you played that the garbage just would not stop?
What game?
The one you played that ended up being the scary clown game, and the garbage bags just kept piling up in the houses.
Oh, I think it was balloons.
Oh, it might have.
Oh, that. Oh.
Yeah, you remember?
Yeah,
Yeah, you remember?
it was
It's
the Chillis Art one?
yes, and it started off with like 1 or 2 trash bags in the room, and then it just
Yeah.
was dozens and dozens of trash bags everywhere. It was the weirdest thing.
Well, yeah, because you were like an abandoned child living by yourself. Like a 6-year-old.
Well, put the garbage outside. Okay, it was said to pass from one family of people to another, but pressed on its ultimate origin. Somewhere to the south, coiled in a bowl covered in incantations, buried upside down by a graveyard, a common late
Oh my gosh.
antiquity
Thank
demon
you
trap.
for redeeming. Give Bowie a treat. Bowie, come here.
Give Bowie treats. The keeper, an elderly man in failing health, was ready to expound on and about the dangers of organism. When I asked more pointed questions about the history of acquisition, I was given curt responses that had a way of circling back to vague warnings. You think?
Okay, I gotta get the cat's treats as well. Thank you for the redeem. I'll be back.
Kitties! All clean. Good God. I scared myself so bad playing a scary clown game, I peed myself. It was not funny at the time, but now it's freaking hilarious. Right, Papa D? Oh. We are currently experiencing blowing dust, and man, are my allergies telling me so. Linguistics module, Grandpa. Module administrator will record the details on opposite side. Okay. All clean. So much garbage. Nothing good in here? Really? Nope, nothing good in here. Remove the taped down fabric to reveal the cabinet's wooden bottom. Oh, there we go. Biohazard bin. Consider discussing this when Grandpa emerges. Sure thing. Regarding sample exoskeletons. Nothing to examine yet. Okay. Hastily written note, or here we go. For the sake of university policy and the health of any future career you hope to have, you will abide by the non-disclosure contract you have signed. Do not break the antibiotic vacuum without my prior consent and approval. Any retrospective forms about the enclosure area must be left unattended. When not in dormancy, the sample will attempt to take anthropodic shells. Please see shell notes for more on that. Okay. The sample's exposure to some of our neuronal activity is unavoidable. However, the speed at which the statistic yield is produced can be tampered by several precautions regarding emotional urges. Keep conversation not related to lab work to a minimum. Do you hear me? No personal shit. If you begin to suspect you are developing attachments to your colleague, contact me as soon as possible. No attachments allowed. Ritual behavior with the sample, trading, bargaining will result in dismissal from the project. Yep, read that. Acquisition note. It was said to pass from one, okay, to people south, pray to come event. Okay. Vocabulary card. Okay. Nothing changed. A set of procedures regarding disposal, internment. Great. Okay. To my colleague, I don't mean to be overly severe in tone, but Dr. Hart's work is very important to the material we are working with, potentially very dangerous. I will be handing out a copy of this notice, a reminder to everyone. I am not trying to signal any particular person out. We all have misconceptions about the nature of this project from time to time. With that out of the way, here are some things to keep in mind. The active growth must be thoroughly terminated via the correct procedures at the very least 4 weeks after dormancy is interrupted. It doesn't matter what you've done or haven't done regarding tests or procedures or how much anthropodic vacuum has been disrupted. We are not ready to go beyond 4 weeks at this point. A step-by-step guide to termination has been posted at the enclosure wall. Please, 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 please do not place the educational posters over this posting. Do not disrupt the anthropodic vacuum with Dr. Hart's prior consultation and approval. In case of emergency where the vacuum is disrupted, put on your equipment and begin the lockdown procedure. Make an extensive note of when and how the breach occurred. If you find habitat empty, page Dr. Hart immediately, but do not attempt to speak with anyone else. This thing can get very smart, and I'm sure you're all well aware of the stories we've heard on our acquisition trip. The greatest caution should be used when dealing with potential aggressive mimicy scenario. Please seek me out if you have any more questions. William. Shell notes. Research participants, please take note. Each growth from a cycle does not require a shell, but you may find the sample will often try and seize on something somewhat flexible. It can grow into, along with any desirous yield it may generate, or else it will move from one shell to the next as it outgrows them. So it's a hermit crab. In the small amount of time I have spent with in preparation, I have noticed it tends towards human forms. However, We should keep a tight lid on this anthropologic seal in order to be cautious before we begin to experiment with exposing it long-term to anthropoid stimuli. Dr. Hart. Termination procedures. The research will seal off the enclosure bars. Researcher will seal off the enclosure bars, ensuring minimal gas leakage during the later fumigating process, and then retrieve the burn barrel and place it near the enclosure. Great. Allow at least 48 hours of time where the current growth cycle experiences no human-related stimuli. Do not enter the enclosure area or any part of the basement. Ideally, you will not be on the grounds at all. Vix, what did you do to me?
Nothing.
Nothing. Okay. Slouching under the weight of rot and refuse. Great. Oh, look! More trash. I think you're onto it, Poppity. Blueberries! Soft fruit! Yay! Oh, look! More trash. Shocker. That looks like somebody's face. Oh, look, more heads. Why are there more heads in the drawer? Why are there heads in the drawer? Seriously. There don't need to be heads in the drawer. Before we begin. Oop, shit. Bottom drawer. I need to find the key. Lettuce, banana, cashews, blueberry. Oh, okay. In the lunchbox. Got it. Okay, the cabinet is clean. What? Ah, sorry. A folder full of radiographic images. I can examine these. I know where to examine these. Oh, look! More trash. Shocker. I'm not sure I want to know what that is, but I'm gonna find out in a minute. All clean. Fiberglass insulation. This isn't really food. Grandpa might eat it. Great. Something about this painting looks strange. Did I get it all? I guess not. I don't know what else to search. I touched the butt. I touched the butt. Trish's OCD is starting to kick in about. Yes, yes, it is. You have no idea. I recently had a sewing commission that I was working on over the last couple days. And I spent 4 hours last night during our stream working on this. And then I woke up this morning and took one look at it and went, nope, I gotta redo that. So I took it all apart and started over. OCD baby. The hairy thing that was here is gone. Trash. Yeah, no kidding. Oh, good lord. Corroded battery. Grandpa might eat it. It's delicious. Hello. Why? Why am I clicking off? Okay. Teach Grandpa this word. Let's see. Okay, folks. Should we feed Grandpa the fiberglass insulation or should we feed Grandpa the battery acid? Something appears to be growing from the wall. You take a closer look. A pulsating sac. The slimy membrane that is its skin seems to contain something. Might be able to be opened with a blade. Oh, yes! Let's! You cannot explore without some form of light. But I haven't found a light. Let's go with banana and fiberglass. The insulation is concealed in the browning banana. Yay! Here, Grandpa. Have some food. Grandpa has simulated the production of tooth enamel to mimic a human mouth. It will need to be fed through this in order to properly learn and grow. Great! First, you will need to select an item from the lunchbox. Click on the lunchbox in the bottom right. The contents of the lunchbox will be displayed. Nice food, bad food. Select an item from the lunchbox. Doing so will fill your hand with this item. Note that any food can be put back into the lunchbox by clicking on the lunchbox with the full hand. Before Grandpa can be fed, it must judge the food by smell. Did you catch that, folks? It. Hover your hand above Grandpa's olfactory bulbs. If Grandpa is pleased, it will allow you to feed it. Most foods Grandpa will accept. However, getting Grandpa to consume other things requires culinary deception. When Grandpa is willing to be fed, hover your hand over its mouth and click. Oh my lord! Grandpa will then consume the food. Good luck! Jesus. You approach the small window. Set. Oh, that's just lovely. Click on Grandpa's nostrils. Grandpa is enticed by the smell of it. Mouth a handful of food. Where are Grandpa's nostrils? appears to have been sufficient. Great. Oh, do I have to continue to feed Grandpa? It will accept. Okay. Grandpa grunts in appreciation and locomotes towards its favorite corner. 2 digestible food. Okay. Oh, no. Each, Grandpa. Would you like to view the turtle? Yikes. Go over teaching Grandpa pronunciation and vocalization. Vocabulary word you picked will appear at the top left corner. The bottom right corner will be a pentagon that is divided up into 8 sections. A section of the pentagon will be highlighted briefly. A notification sound will play, and soon another section will be highlighted. Oh, it's Simon. You will control a small round icon that sits above the pentagon by using your mouse. The ball is constrained to the limits of the pentagon. The goal is to keep your icon over the highlighted area and move it as the area changes sections around. Great! When you hold left click above the correct highlighted area, the icon will start to vibrate along with the simulated vocal cords, and the current letter of the word you will begin to turn red. Keep holding over the highlighted section and adjust your icon as it changes place. Soon the letter will become fully red. After every letter becomes red, Grandpa will proudly pronounce the word to you, and it will become considered learned. Teaching Grandpa these words will accelerate its cognitive development and lead to further breakthroughs in general intelligence. Fan-fucking-tastic.
I remember being very confused by this, but
Yeah, I don't know if I'm doing it right or not.
are you holding down the right mouse button?
No.
Okay, you have to do that.
Okay.
Thank you for the lurk.
Oh, yes, thank you. Okay. Well, if this ain't creepy as fuck. Great. Hello. Part of Vocabulary and Vocalization Module A2, Conversational Basics. General pronunciation comments, sloppy articulation module comments. See below. We are already encountering some difficulty as whiskers, subjectively, is so much determined by a diverse and dynamic array of influences. It attempts to mimic the thoughts and desires it passively intercepts, and these limitations go on to structure the basis of its identity. And why do I keep clicking off the damn screen? Only later in Whisker's growth cycle does it begin to form an identity, or identities. Great, it's Sybil too. That are coherent and capable of resembling sane, rational human being when engaged in conversation. One must imagine how hard it would be to converse with someone who is not yet in one particular way towards or who they are, because They might have 20 different honest answers to those questions, all of them mixed and muddled together. Because of this, we have started the basics of conversations: greetings, partings, identifying one another, forming questions, etc., etc. It is fortunate Whisker's current growth, number 19, I believe, has developed a mostly accurate human mouth simulation. Hello was a bit of a challenge in the previous growth, as it had failed to develop adequate organ to act as a human tongue. Okay. This one's going to be fun. Having completed the lesson, you take a look back at the vocabulary module card and the notes that are written by administrators of the past. Grandpa, part of vocabulary and vocalization. E81, family. General pronunciation comments. Usual trouble with articulation, voice, thin, raspy, possibly underdeveloped larynx. We have done several sessions of what are calling familiar relation simulation. I and a co-researcher sit in chairs opposite enclosure. We are wearing the usual masks. We begin to act out a scene, mostly through improvisation, that might roughly resemble a kitchen table conversation between immediate family. Repeated trials would reveal, although our simulated conversation was purposely vague and unspecific regarding persons and identities, we would only address each other as brother, father, sister, etc., etc. It soon became apparent the encoded information and associations we unconsciously draw upon when hearing and speaking these words was being picked up on by Whiskers. I'm never going to name a pet Whiskers ever again. And its psi-type field of reception and interpretation of brain-mind events, disseminated content. My co-researcher William noticed that this simulation where Whiskers was given a role as a sister and he as brother, I was the father, Whiskers began responding to certain prompts with unusual specificity, as well as a general pattern and timbre of speech that was continued with unusual consistency. As soon as the simulation ended and we left the enclosure area, William let me know that Whiskers was almost certainly drawing from encoded memories of his late sister, mapping out exactly what regions and centers of neural activity are intercepted by the psi-type field, which take extensive neuroimaging that we do not have at the site. Currently, we only have less precise portable equipment. However, our experiences so far are eerily in line with folk knowledge and folk explanations regarding the being's access to desires, and we can begin to infer that it has access to certain portions of the limbic system and ventral temporal cortex. Yeah, I step away. Okay, let's see. Okay, so I taught. Oh no, I have to go. Where did I find that? Where did I find that? Study corner. Hi, Grandpa. Okay. Propagation number 21, day 19 after dormancy. Vacuum broken. Propagation number 2, day 0 after dormancy. Termination at day 6 days. Propagation number 14, day 14 after dormancy. Broken. Termination after 16 days. I guess I should read the notes in detail, huh? Intriguing results. In regard to the mimic hypothesis, our participant entered a sealed chamber adjacent to Whisker's growing cycle number 21, which had been fed from anthroponic vacuum, constructed quite economically from plastic and broken mirrors. The first propagation's original earthenware vacuum was shattered during the move-in. Between the two was a semi-opaque glass panel that allowed observation both ways. The human participant was asked to think of someone in popular conscience, fictional or no, personality, face if possible, voice if possible, etc. Our participant chose Jesus of Nazareth, which weekly repeated exposures to the participant's imaging began forming what resembled an anthropoid Nazarene fold of its spines. Ew! Previous human-oriented tests have always borne out a result that Whiskers would form a team member. Me or Dr. Hart or Gerald. We assumed it was mimicking one of us. Dr. Hart has always contended that desires or yield of the anthropoid to reproduce Whiskers creates has always been based on the conception in relation to the person through someone else. With this framework, desirous yield is not exactly a replica of the person. If it is, only a replica of the fiction of the person is generated in the mind of another. Desirous yield was not Jesus Christ, but the participant's image, assembled from their religious upbringing, religious artwork, depictions of the radiologist taken right before the destruction of the growth cycle, while Whiskers was rendered unconscious via fumigation. It seems like with every successive propagation, the stem cells in the organism work a little faster, but I'm not paranoid. It's technically deathless. Yes, we're burning whatever knowledge is gained when we incinerate it, but I don't believe in magic just yet. Where do you find these games, child? We have taken to calling it Whiskers, though of course some have interpreted it as hair or needles or quills, but Whiskers is more accurate, as the needles are really more like serpentine follicles or spines. The nerve nets distributed throughout the good God, I'm tired. Morphology. These spines resemble those of genus Hydra, but have myelin sheaths are functionally the same. As we can see in the X-ray, each spine is laden with dense optical arrangements similar to a compound of eyes. The Hydra connection is assuredly worth investigating with regard. Hail Hydra! Capacity of regeneration and deathlessness. Certain robust enough creature to inspire is not untinged with fear. Okay, 14 days. Exposure to mammalian forms in form of series of zoomorphic influences led to further understanding of the propagation's ability to simulate somatic stem cells that constitute fully developed animals. I write stimulant in a previous statement because examining the tissue of each propagation leads me to believe that its mating capacity to accelerate growth of passage of hormones. And yet, in no time does it function as the thing it becomes, except in the sense that it mimics. This is to say when... Oh, God. I'm sorry, guys. I've been up since before 5, so I'm pooped. That is to say, when Whiskers is removed from dormancy and replicates a rabbit's morphology, it is not seeing from the rabbit's eyes nor smelling from the rabbit's nose, but pretending that it does, and doing a very good job. That's a rabbit. Okay. Propagation number 5, day 10, terminated at 12 days. This radiograph was taken at or around growth cycle number 4. The strange thing about it was the subject of the image was found nowhere near the enclosure. It's almost like a piece of Whiskers fell off and scurried into the corner. Oh, like that little pulsating blob. I feel like we've learned a lot since then, but at that time I remember speaking about the morphology being weird. Sure. Not really even resembling any exozoomorphic structure besides maybe a cuttlefish. And our dear friends, the cuttlefish. Inside were all these little dead amoeba-like things, but all sorts looked that had faces that were just barely there. And after I took the radiograph, I gathered it up and went to go through in the biohazard bin. As I walked by the bars, I could hear Whiskers suddenly going wild, flopping around and grunting. Could it have been smelled the cuttlefish thing? Would it eat its own production? So it's a cannibal? This is beyond the scope of the project, but it could be that without stimulus of an effective brain, or more specifically, a healthy and active brain capable of face recognition, the theory of mind, Whispers begins to pull whatever it can from the limited data available to it. Again, this is not our focus at the time, but I left a note for Dr. Hart just in case. Just in case! And that, folks, was disturbing as fuck. Okay. Explore the basement. Okay. Still don't know what's here. Is it my knife? I need a knife. I need to cut open the blob and feed it to itself. There's nothing here.
Cut it open. I think you either have to cut it open or come back with a flashlight. I can't remember. I think there's something behind the painting or inside it.
Yeah, I found the X-rays, but why do you sparkle?
It's the skin of a killer.
The waste here smells particularly strong. Oh. Gee, Michelle. Oh, look. It's a doll. I gotta get all the trash first. All clean! A simple paper doll. This might be useful. Sure. Oh my god. Okay, so I need a knife, keys, a flashlight.
You'll get more stuff to use as you progress. Like through the weeks, I mean.
Okay, got all those. Got all that. Got all that. Oh, so I can just end week, right? Because I've done what I need to do? Okay. Well, duh. Lettuce, banana, cashews, blueberries, fiberglass battery. Pluto, dog, grandpa. La 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 la. Grandpa doll acquisition note. Knowledge you acquired this week has given you access to new conversation topic to discuss with Grandpa. Language. Consider discussing this when Grandpa emerges. So, oh, I have to kill the dude by next week. Here we go again. Mrs. Richardson approached me the other day in order to remark on Adrian's development. She noted how much more at ease she appeared when called upon class or when she asked to participate in group exercises. I told her I had seen this change happening as well, and that as much as I would like to take credit for it, I can only guess dimly at what might be reshaping her attitude. Whiskers! Mrs. Richardson hoisted that it was perhaps Adrian's family moving into their grandfather's property that caused the change. It apparently is out in the country in a wooded area full of wide open space, far from the bustle and noise of the city. Kill him with shitty food. Yeah, no kidding, right? But if I feed him batteries, then he gets supercharged. My grandfather, Dr. Jacob Hart, had jointly purchased the land with the university he was employed with. I am so sorry, everybody. And began constructing what he was intending to be a satellite campus for a burgeoning psychological anthropology program he had a hand in establishing. Yeah, you should see the basement. Only one building ever ended up being constructed after Dr. Hart died in a car accident while driving back from the property one day. Eerily, at almost the exact same time, a grad student who was assisting Dr. Hart on some sort of project at the property vanished without a trace. The property sat in disuse for years as it was tied up in legal battles between Dr. Hart's next of kin, the university, the vanished grad student's family, and the other students Dr. Hart was working with. Eventually, the case was settled out of court. Only recently did the property fall into the possession of Adrian's mother. Obviously, it was not going to relay this whole tragic story to Adrian, who, for all I know, believes her grandpa is still to be living in the basement of his home. Besides, I thought she might already know all of this. Perhaps the elaborate story she was constructing was her own way of escaping the morbid details of a life, or perhaps lives, cut short by the cruel force of fate and the cynical adults who squabbled in the aftermath. I determined perhaps the storytelling she was... Okay, must get oxygen. She was and continues to engage in should not be encouraged by me, at least not the way I went about it before I was active inquiries into her strange fantasy of a sentient ball of skin. When I saw Adrian, I did not bring up her grandpa or ask questions about his growth. Adrian could not stop talking about it. However, I had no choice but to weather her bizarre and enthusiastic effusions about her new best friend. Wednesday! Adrian, maybe we can talk about something else. I'm not sure I follow you exactly. He's gotten so big. He has so many whiskers that come out, and all I can see them move around when I think about him. I'm not sure what you mean. I'm so happy Grandpa's back. He's so much cooler than Mom and Dad. Once again, for what it's worth, I have put down the story she told me as best I could. Adrian once again told me about growing her grandpa. Down to the basement we go. Oh, look. More trash. More trash. More trash. Why does it appear? This is the weirdest game of hide and seek I have ever played. Kiwi! Well, it hasn't gotten any bigger. What's in the cabinet today, folks? Oh, look! More trash. Shocker. What? What? There's nothing in here.
All clean. All clean.
No. I need stuff. Urgh. I need stuff. Stuff, I'm telling you. What's with the faces on the bottom of the drawer? Damn it. I need stuff. Stuff. This does not help me. Feed Grandpa. 3 acceptable foods eaten. Seek out things to feed Grandpa. Teach Grandpa. Vocabulary cards. But I haven't found any. Nope, Hanselic is not big yet. I'm not doing fantastic. This is taking far longer than Vix predicted, but...
Oopsie.
Huh?
Oops.
Potato? Life. Life! What is
Take a
life?
look around my room before you came.
What is life? Okay. Trash pile. Already did that one. So much trash. Oh, look, a vocab card. Don't you love vocab homework? I love vocab homework.
Ostensibly.
Indecision. That's an awfully big word to teach a blob. I want to go back to the magic closet. Why can't I go back to the magic closet?
Narnia doesn't exist, I'm sorry.
Narnia does exist. Haven't you read the books? Okay, let's see.
I need to read them again.
There's always trash.
You get a trash. You get a trash. You get a trash.
Everybody gets
You
trash.
all get trash.
You all get trash. This reminds me of Fraggle Rock, a great powerful trash heap. Ever wise trash heap. Come on. Can't just put shit in here and not give me something. Gotta give me something.
Can't.
No, they can't. I need a source of light. Go bye-bye. It says I need to feed Grandpa a kiwi.
He shall get.
The meal appears to be sufficient. Ew! Alright. Let me know, chat. Should I feed Grandpa a battery, insulation wrapped in a banana, or potato? Let me know. Put him on a bulk food diet. No? No what? No insulation?
Insulation. That's
Insulation.
what Mama says.
Okay. Although quickly consumed, the meal seems to be causing indigestion. And with a sudden lurch, Grandpa empties his stomach out onto the floor. Yay!
Oh, wait. Oh,
What?
wow.
What?
Close out. Okay. Now go to Grandpa again and look in his enclosure. Yeah, examine stomach contents. There you go.
Oh, thank you.
Yes.
Nastiness. Alright, I'm sorry for feeding you icky. Here's a potato. Locomotes towards his favorite corner. Okay.
And now you can use that key.
Yep. photo of your mother. Great. Is that it? That's it? Dude. Well, shit. That was highly disappointing. Okay. Let's start with the easy word, shall we?
Life.
Life! Life, I say! So nobody voted on Young Frankenstein for our family movie night, so I took it upon myself to watch it the other day. Very happy I did so. It's a great movie. I highly recommend it to everyone.
I still have to watch it. Life.
Life. At week 3 of growth, Whiskers number 24 appeared to recall some information from a previous growth cycle. We cannot be sure that it was really the case. For all we know, what we interpreted as it recollecting this information was really it drawing somatic content from one of our recollections of it and redeploying it without rationality or contextualization for the sake of our safety and for the sake of scientific inquiry. We are attempting to draw out of Whiskers whether it somehow retains knowledge from previous cycles in its morphological nucleus. We did not think it was possible. The nucleus, though complex and incredible in its regenerative abilities, was capable of this, and that the nerve network that grew from it made up the base of Whiskers' mind. So we are now attempting to ask Whiskers as best we can if it has ever died or what it might remember it did. Great! Gets to unknit its skin. The inner grandpa, though still not fully formed, is revealed. It may be fruitful to speak with it if it can respond. Ew! Grandpa still struggles somewhat to speak due to its undeveloped tongue, mouth, and jaw. However, it managed to rasp out an answer. Hunger is not enough. On the walls of the cave, or can hunger transform? Desire is fulfilled by pain. Your grandpa doesn't have the right words right now. I can only say, I love you. Love is not enough, though. Desire is not enough. Project it outwards. Make it true to yourself. If only in simple, then it will be enough. For me and for you. Something to grow in. My skin is not the doll's skin. My skin is not like your skin either. I can still feel your eyes on me inside my shell. I have many eyes to see, but I don't need them as much as I need your eyes. Oh! See, here it is. There's a cycle of tension. You give me myself, but I am still not that. Slowly I form a human shape, and you see me more as human, and I become that. Grandpa is old. Many lives were easier before I made myself to speak and before you made clothes to wear and rules to obey. Your your grandpa remembers. I have learned much in many lives and deaths. Keep speaking with me. I love talking with you and learning from you, and it helps your grandpa so much. Soon I will be everything you will like. I will be everything you would like me to be. Yeah. Let's push our luck, folks.
Why not?
Huh? They
Why
keep
not?
putting me in a box, sleeping, and then set a light. And then in a box in the corner in the darkness. Most of you couldn't read then. The scribe came and wrote what everyone said. They wrote on strips of bark with thin reeds. No, it was not that. It was a paper posted somewhere. It had words to open the box. I was half dead in the box. The parts of me that died were put there for a long time. That part of me, and the other things they threw me in. A refuse pile, papers they discarded. Great. Well, isn't this lovely? Indecision. Why? Because I have to kill Grandpa next week. I can't live past week 4. It's as bad as leading the poor goats to the cauldrons and then setting them on fire. You play the strangest games. Strange membranes. Indecision. Having completed the lesson, we are introducing the latest growth of whiskers to more subtle social cues and testing its ability to judge mental states of participants in conversation. Semantic contact that flows to whiskers via its psi field is still becoming muddled and slipped without distinction into conversation, although our intention of instilling in it a solid theory of mind will perhaps make it begin to understand that we do not know what it knows or know we are without our control sending to it. One would think, a theory of mind seems to develop as part of its maturation process. In order to hunt sapient beings, it must be able to deceive them. In order to deceive it, it must be able to make certain metacognitive judgments. For example, this deception appears to be working on how one ought to be deceived. We may never see it develop a theory of mind anytime soon, as Dr. Hart has disallowed a cycle of whiskers growth to live into the beginnings of maturity. Okay. Mom. This is it, folks. Although I have no idea. Time to die, Grampy. The time I have to spend compiling an evaluation on Adrian is almost up, and I still can't say what to make of her changes in mood. It is, of course, the case that children of Adrian's age are nowhere near finished learning and growing. I may have to simply be happy that Adrian was able to improve in her attitude. However, something in the odd and occasionally grotesque story she continues to bring up to me still strikes me as meaningful. How's your week been, Adrian? Grandpa is almost ready. He's almost finished. Well, sort of. Ah, he's almost as big as his shell now. He has a face, and he can talk pretty well, and almost has legs. I see. As before, I've put down the story she told me as best I could. once again, Adrian told me about growing her grandpa. Down to the basement we go! Oh, what is in the trash pile today? Oh, is that a bar soap? That's a bar soap! Yay. I can understand these graphics now. Should we wash Grandpa's mouth out with soap? Should we?
Yes.
Bad Grandpa. Bad, bad Grandpa. Anything else? Soap. The hairy thing has not come back. Oh, shocker! Trash. All clean. Meaning. Very poignant, these vocabulary cards. Meaning of life, or in this case, not life?
Propagation.
All clean. Nothing fun. Nothing to see here. Oh, come on. Oh. Great. They're everywhere. Grandpa's everywhere. Oh my gosh, Steve, I know we said we would play Paley after this, but I don't know if I can keep my eyes open. I'm so sleepy. That must be a vocab card. Shrooms, baby. Shrooms. Symbol. Yet another. They're everywhere. Don't feed it after midnight, folks. Don't do it. You know what happens. We've all seen the movie. Oh, you know what? I forgot to search the fridge last week. Shame on me. Jackfruit. I don't want to feed him a battery. He's my grandpa. That's mean. All right. Go to Grandpa. Meat, huh? Great. Hi, Gramps. Let's give you some jackfruit first. Flatbread. Everybody loves flatbread. Alright, now I gotta do something mean.
You gotta mix it with something else.
Alright, now puke up a knife, dude. Nasty. Great. Now, why would he throw up battery acid if he ate a fucking... pair of scissors? Alright.
Oh,
Oh?
go to the painting again?
Yes, I will. Now that I have sharp objects. Okay, 3 acceptable foods. Shall we? You peer into the small opening created by your incision. The oily cavity, a powerful smell of rot arises, and many small... Ew. 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 Why? Why do you make me do this? Nasty! Nasty! Why does your daughter make me do this, Steve? I don't want to break any more bulbous growths open. Oh, it's alive! Knit together from years of ambient thoughts, left to crawl around the basement. Grandpa might enjoy the flesh. Little friends, I don't need nightmares, child. My imagination runs all sorts of rampant on its own. All right, here we go again.
Mine. Your guess is as good as mine.
Oh. Gross. Oh, my camera stopped? Thank you. Let's see. Are we back? Is it still frozen?
Looks good now.
Oh, now it looks good.
Sorry, I'm crocheting at the same time, so I wasn't.
Remnant number 3. Great. This is so gross, so gross, so gross. Ew. 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 Okay. scissors don't do anything. Well, damn.
Nothing for the painting?
Nothing for the painting. It didn't react to the scissors at all. Here we go again. Why am I not wearing gloves? I should be wearing gloves. Nasty! Like, gag me with a spork, okay? For sure.
You should be wearing a hazmat suit, says Mama.
No kidding. Oh, look! More garbage. Garbage! Garbage, 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 garbage. Really? Nothing? Nothing? Son of a bitch. Oh, mighty trash heap. Oh my god, again? Again? They just keep appearing? I just did this one.
They're friends.
I don't want any more friends. Friends are icky. Icky, icky, icky. Here I say, disgusting!
Disgusting.
Disgusting! Okay, so there's no more to be found, so I'm not gonna do that anymore.
Ooh, wait, can you go to the cabinet again? To where you found your mom's photo?
Yeah, it said there was nothing in the bottom drawer.
You can't use the scissors, can you?
Mm-mm.
Okay. Never mind. Thank you for the lurk.
Oh, hey, beam rat. Yeah, see, it won't let me use the scissors on the painting either. Something about this painting looks strange, but it won't let me search it. Let's give Grandpa some meat, folks. Because why the fuck not? Particularly well received. Your offering of flesh stirs something within Grandpa, from within the folds of his body. A wiry, proboscis, like appendage begins to emerge. Great, Grandpa's gonna eat me! It may be worth taking a look at this after the feeding. You've recently acquired has given you access to a new conversation to discuss with Grandpa. Okay. Yeah, I step away. Step away!
Remember when I said your actions have consequences?
Yeah. His mustache. His mustache is emerging. He will rule Hollywood once again. Okay. Let's observe Grandpa now, shall we? Grandpa appears content and ready to cooperate. Let's teach him now, shall we? Meaning. What is the meaning of the food I have given you? It is delicious. The meaning of life, sir. We further delve into the abstraction with Whiskers, particularly, or perhaps for the most part, for the purposes of determining the origin of recollections that precede its death. Dr. Hart has begun to theorize that in the process of death, the structure of Whiskers is compressed back into the morphalic nucleus, and then later, upon reestablishing the nerve netting that is laced through its spines, is slowly reassembled and redeployed as needed. I do not think that this is the case, for I can plainly see that for growth cycles in which Whiskers is not receiving our pronunciation and vocabulary lessons, that its capacity general for comprehending its environment is greatly diminished. And in the simulated conversations we carry out, Whisker struggles greatly or else does not participate. In any case, we'll press on with our lessons and heed Dr. Hart's caution regarding terminating the growth cycle before Whisker's allotted growth time passes, or if it appears to be becoming just a little too competent at appearing human. Well, fuck. Let's go back to Grandpa, shall we? Simple. There appears to be nothing written here, or if there was, it was thoroughly erased. Dun dun dun! Fossils. Sorry.
Dun dun dun.
Dun dun dun. Fossils. Gross. Little friends.
Say hello to my little friend.
Loudly clears his throat before gently responding in a lucid, well-projected voice. Oh, you're asking about my little friends? Well, yes. They come from me. They grow around me in pockets of flesh. Yum! Think of them as like dreams. Maybe I'll explain. Have you ever had a dream that was sort of like a bunch of people, places, and events you've experienced, all mixed together and jumbled up? It's sorting through and disposing of the refuse of the mind. My little friends are like that refuse, and hiding myself of In ridding myself of them, I am casting off the excess material I did not use in developing life forms. Anyone who comes close to me, well, they are my eyes, my nose, my skin. Their thoughts become mine and shape what I make. However, when I was alone for so long, I did not have a lot of people near me. What you are thinking and expecting of me is shaping what I am saying, how I am saying it. Do you understand? And so, because I did not have enough input from my surroundings in order to put the material to use, the material falls off my body, crawls away, and usually dies. I am able to make the most of my material when someone is looking right at me, projecting who I will be, like you are now. What are you thinking and expecting of me is shaping what I am saying. Now I am saying it. Do you understand? I don't really want to. It's just a little tube I keep to help me feed on blood. Of course it is.
You know, normal.
You could say it's my real mouth, but it's not really a mouth. It appeared because you fed me flesh. One of those little friends you found, I think. Your feeding me flesh was a symbol, a proposition, if you will, that you wanted to hold up your end of the bargain with regards to your wish. If someone is willing to hold up their end of the bargain and let me feed on them with my proboscis, then they can move the next step of the agreement, providing me with symbolic instructions. I hope this helps you clear things up. Oh, you have another question? Do I like blood? Well, my whiskers, I believe they like blood and the flesh. It's strange. They are me, and yet they are now me. I am bound to them. They control me, and technically, yes, they did make me. However, you were the one who really grew me. In some ways, those whiskers are me, or a part of myself, or I am a part of it. The part is much more animal-like. Whatever might happen, know that I will always love you, and because it controls me, I might not be able to act how I would like, even if I do love you. And I shall eat you now. Bye! Are you ready? Are you ready to die? Are you ready to die? Here we go, friends. One more thing you must give, just for the sake of propriety. Can't use that. Can't use that. Oh, that's that. That right there is. Oh, shit.
There you go.
Huh?
There you go.
But what about Mom? What about Mom?
You should be able to give it to him.
Oh,
Yeah,
offer Mother Doll. There we go. Grandpa doesn't appear to be interested at this moment. But I'm not supposed to let him live. And I never got to the dark corner. How am I supposed to get to the dark corner? I guess I lived past week 4, huh? Nothing is slithering around. And I can't go back to the closet. Nope, nothing's slithering around there. All right, Steve. Do I let him live another week? Do I? Do I? Do I? Do I? How do I get a light? How do I get a light? Okay, Vix, I haven't asked. You've given me a couple hints, but I haven't asked you. Where am I missing the light? What am I missing?
I don't remember.
Okay. I've every week I've been looking for a light. All right, we're just gonna go through the file cabinet again. Maybe a flashlight or something will appear.
Yeah, you have to
Week 4.
you have to feed him again to make him throw up and investigate the contents again.
Oi, okay. It seems so mean. Educational posters, my ass. Oh, I don't have anything left to disguise. Oh, so I probably need to, let's see. Oh. Why won't it? See, it's not recognizing my strawberry or my mushroom. Oh well, we'll try again. So who's still left out there in Chatland? I see Feral Sloth Mama. I know Vix is with me. Who could that be? Come in. Oh, Adrian, good to see you. Aren't you a little early? No matter. I suppose I have some time now. How have you been? How's your grandpa doing? That's why I wanted to talk to you. Something happened. Oh, what happened? Nothing bad, I hope. No, nothing bad, just different. I think maybe even good. Well, I'll tell you about it. Last night, something woke me up. There was this noise at first. It was like it came from the walls. I could hear it from my bedroom, but there was something else. Something calling. I could hear it just barely. I was afraid somehow Grandpa hurt himself. I had to go find out. I went downstairs, and the vent, the place where I first found Grandpa, or what I grew him with, it was open. Do you remember how I told you about the vent in the ceiling behind the bars? I was thinking he had climbed up into it. He'd gotten so big, he could have done that. Maybe he could have gotten trapped somehow at the vent. I had to go see. Great. I got inside and I heard the calling again, more clearly this time. Grandpa was definitely in the vent somewhere. I could feel... There's a concealed battery. I could feel him hearing my thoughts. I got the weird feeling, the sense in the air. I had to go forward. Dun, dun, dun. Yippee-ki-yay, motherfuckers! As I moved closer in the vent, I had stuff on it, the kind of slimy, hairy stuff Grandpa would leave around a lot. He was definitely close. Add to the swear jar. I couldn't help it. I'm climbing through an air vent. Something was there at the end. But it wasn't Grandpa. It looked like maybe he had made it, though. Nasty. It was... Jesus. It was slumped in the corner. It had a weird mouth, and it had lungs on the outside, and it drew just enough air to call out, and I clicked off the game again. And then it just stopped. Stopped breathing. And then something was hanging over me. Then I woke up in my bed. In your bed? Adrian, it sounds like it was just quite a dreadful dream. Are you all right? Your face is twitching, like you're about to have a violent sneeze. Yeah, if only. I'm fine. It's just Grandpa, you see. It took me a little while to figure out, but later, when I was brushing my teeth, I saw one of Grandpa's whiskers poking out. It just of the space under my eye. And I started to remember how in the vent he hid inside of me. It was so fast, I could barely remember, but then I started to feel him sliding around in my head, behind my forehead and behind my eyes and nose. It doesn't hurt at all, it's just ticklish. I'm glad I could be with him. Oh, I can feel him now. I think he wants to meet you. Part of him is moving down my arm. I'm starting to get worried, Adrian. You really should not be twitching like this. I should walk you to the nurse's office. Come, let's go. You really should meet him. I've told you so much about him. Here! What are you doing, Adrian? You're starting to look very ill. Please, just wait. Just stay still. He's gathering, waiting at my fingertips. Please don't. Hey, Jay. Why do you look like that? You don't have to be afraid. Look. Ending! There are two endings in Growing My Grandpa. You got the failure of fulfillment. Great. Growing My Grandpa was funded by my Patreon supporters. Really? That's it? I got failure of fulfillment, huh? Because I didn't kill him?
Because you fed him meat.
Well, you know. That was interesting, folks. Very, very interesting. I am not going to go through and do it again.
I should have told you to save before feeding him the meat, but I didn't want to spoil it.
Oh.
You could have gone back to that checkpoint at least.
Oh, okay. Oh well. It be what I be, so it failed. Why? Because he looked anemic and I took pity on him. Shame on me. Oh well. Well, at least Grandpa's not locked in the cage anymore, right? Right. Okay. So that was Growing Grandpa, folks. And this concludes this week's episode of I'm sorry, not October. Spooktober's weekly installment of each of us in the fam playing a horror game. Remy. What is Remy's game? Do we remember what Remy's game is off the top of our head, Vix?
Not off the top of my head, no.
Not off the top of my head. Okay. I know Remy is due to get his game up and running.
And TOG.
And TOG. However,
And Buster.
I know a lot of people haven't done it yet. Unfortunately, we're going to be streaming tomorrow. I believe at our normal time, and then we will be dark on Saturday as well. I'm sorry. We might not be dark on Saturday. I did not join, wants to do something a little bit different. He is in the midst of painting his Deep Rock board game minis, and he would like to do a painting stream so you guys can all watch the creative process, and I believe that's going to be on Saturday night. Our cozy coffee catch up on Sunday, however, is canceled. Because we have a family event that we have to be at that time. So hopefully we will be back on our regularly scheduled program on Monday, I believe, which will be Buster solo. So, no, Buster did his scary game. Didn't he do his scary game?
No.
Well, what did he play with you on Mondays then? Devour. He played Devour with you.
Games. Those are other scary games.
Those are others. Those aren't his scary game. Okay, well, Buster's played Devour and a couple other games, but I guess that doesn't count. So hopefully Buster will be back with his installment of Spooktober. I speak the English pretty good, folks. Oh my goodness. It's been a lot of reading and speaking tonight. So I apologize for not keeping up with the chat very well. It's very hard to read all of that stuff on the screen and then also follow the chat. So I hope you all enjoyed. And again, we will see you tomorrow night for Friday Family Game Night. I'm not sure that we've actually decided on the game yet. There's either Castle Crashers, Among Us, or a couple other party and participant able games that we can choose from. So tune in at 6. Meanwhile, I'm going to run to the studio and close it out for the night. Vix, do you want to see who's on and if we can do a raid? Bernie. All right, everybody, stay tuned so we can go raid Bernie. Okay, folks. All right, stick around and thank you, Hans. Thanks for tuning in. I appreciate it. But everybody, stick around for General Burnout. He is another of the extended XYZFam. I'm not sure what he's playing tonight. It's usually something completely opposite of what we're doing, so enjoy. That was interesting. I can see why you chose that name. But yeah, that was interesting. So I didn't expect it to have to narrate that much. That's all good. No worries. No worries. Did it go through? I don't think it went through.
The raid?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're here.
Oh, okay. It didn't take the studio, so cool.
All right, I will stop streaming.
Alright, I love you.
I love you, darling. Have a great night, and we will see you tomorrow then.